Hello, everybody. Welcome to 8PointMMA.com's podcast number 2, our exclusive interview with Jay Hieron. For listeners that may not know Jay, he has fought all the world's top fighters in the world's top promotions. He has fought in the UFC, IFL, Affliction, and is now with Strikeforce, and is a former IFL Welterweight Champion. Jay is scheduled to fight UFC Veteran Joe Riggs at Strikeforce Miami on January 30th. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the podcast. First of all, thank you for your time today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Let's jump right into it. How's the training camp going?
Training's going great. I mean, I finished up my last sparring session yesterday. I have a pretty hard day today, wrestling, grappling, and then, that's it, man. Time to start cutting the weight and just basically going through the motions, the technique. The work is done. It's time to get out there and perform.
Great. I'm excited to see that. You and Joe Riggs are two fighters that have been fighting a high level of competition for a really long time. What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. I mean, at this point in my career, I want to fight guys with names. And, Joe Riggs definitely has a name. He's been around the sport a long time. He's fought a lot of tough guys. And, I'm excited for this fight.
All right. It's going to be great. Nick Diaz was your original opponent. Do you think you match up better style-wise with Diaz or Riggs?
I match up well with both of them. It just depends on who I'm fighting with, who I'm focused for. If I'm fighting Riggs, I'm getting up for Riggs. If I'm fighting Diaz, I'm getting up for Diaz. It's a different fight, but they're both southpaws, so it's kind of similar. But I match up well with anybody that I'm fighting. I could adapt to any situation.
Absolutely. How's it been fighting for Strikeforce so far?
So far, it's been pretty good. I mean, I only have one fight with them, and everything went well. I fought Jesse Taylor in my debut, and I won that fight. I was originally scheduled to fight Diaz, but we all know the situation. He didn't show up for the drug test, and now I'm here. I'm fighting Riggs. It's a fight it's a good fight. He has a good name, and like I said again, this is what I want in my career. I want something after the fight that I want my stock to go up after I fight.
Well, yeah, 2 straight wins, and Strikeforce will do that to you. I got to imagine with the win here, you'll be right in line for Diaz, or if his opponent wins, either or. Now, the IFL may be dead, but when it was around, you were a staple in the roster. How do you like fighting for the IFL with their team format?
IFL was great for me. It gave me the stage to perform on. It gave me experience. I had so many fights for them, and I won my world title for them. It was a great thing for my career. They treated the fighters good. They had us on salary, and I was very active with them.
Absolutely. I believe you had like 9 fights. It was a pretty big part of your career for sure.
Yeah.
You've been living in Las Vegas training with Xtreme Couture for about 6 years now, as far as I can tell. How's it been working with such a prestigious camp for as long as you have?
Incredible, man. I can't say enough. You're only as good as your training partners, and, me being blessed I have great training partners, a lot of world champs. Randy Couture, we could list names all day, but, definitely blessed. Everybody's cool. Everybody's humble. Everybody's willing to help the next man out, and, I'm happy to be a part of that. And I'm definitely one of the pioneers there. I mean, I was there before Xtreme Couture. We were all just, a bunch of, good fighters training with each other. And then, Randy opened the gym up, but we already had that core group of guys already training together. And, it formulated into Xtreme Couture.
Right on. You fought some of the best fighters in the world in your long career. But whom is the one fighter whose skills really surprised you when you got in there and started fighting with him?
Probably GSP. I mean, at that point, he wasn't, it was my 4th or 5th fight. I was really, green, and, he came in. I trained with him about maybe 4 or 5 months before that, and I wrestled with him, and, he just surprised me with, his ability his striking ability. But again, I was so green then that, I took that loss, and after that fight, I learned something about myself. I told myself I have to get better. I have to train with better guys, and I moved. That's what made me make the move to Las Vegas.
Great, yeah, it's been working out. You've been on tear since then. What's on your mind heading into 2010? What would you like to get accomplished?
What's that?
What's on your mind heading into 2010 here? What would you like to get accomplished?
Well, first things first, I'm going to handle business next weekend, and then, definitely after that, we'll sit down and see what's the next step. I mean, my whole career has been a journey, and, that's the kind of way I like it, man. Nothing has ever been given to me in my career. I've always, worked hard and been accomplished at things, and have to, when it's not going so well, I have to pick myself up and keep moving forward, and, that's the way I like it, man, because when I get to the place I want to be, it's going to be all worth it.
Absolutely. I think you're pretty close knocking on that door, definitely. I've been watching you fight since, your fight with GSP, and I'm very interested in your career. That wraps up the interview. I want to thank you again for your time, Jay. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, definitely Xtreme Couture, my home base, my training camp, all my training partners, my sponsors, Affliction, my sponsor, Everlast. Check me out on my MySpace, my Facebook. Everybody can follow me on Twitter, Jay Hieron, and my website, jhieron.com.
Yeah, actually, I just found your Twitter today and started following you. Well, again,
cool,
thanks.
Man.
I'm excited for your upcoming fight, Joe Riggs, Strikeforce Miami, January 30th. And this has been 8PointMMA.com's podcast number 2, our exclusive interview with Jay Hieron. Thanks for listening, everybody.